Merry Christmas, everyone. Welcome back to Too Much Bricks. Today we're going to be taking a look at the LEGO City Ocean Mini-Submarine. This is a 2020 LEGO City set, and it is set 602631 with 49 pieces. And I normally don't pick up LEGO City sets. I normally don't really collect those, but when I do, it's normally because of a specific piece, figure, design of something, or just for parts. But this was an actual gift to me, and I'm very glad that I was able to get this. I wasn't actually going to plan on picking this one up, but this is from the new LEGO City Ocean theme. Once again, we've gotten the ocean theme, I think, a couple of times before, and I had picked up, I think, almost every single set from the 2015 Ocean Wave, I believe it was, and don't really, as I say, pick up a lot of LEGO City sets. I did a little bit. I think it was in a couple of my summer videos when I was working on my LEGO City, but that was only to kind of fill in some voids in my LEGO City. And hopefully I would like to get everything in my LEGO City custom eventually. But enough about me talking. Let's get into the set, and as I give you my thoughts on it, I'll tell you why I am glad that I received this particular one and why I won't be returning it and will be keeping it. Before I do want to say subscribe, drop a like if you haven't. We're going to dive into the side build first, and then we're going to dive into the figures, if you will, dive in, no pun intended, and then take a look at the sub. Without further ado, let's get into it. The side build included is just a tiny bit of ocean terrain with a little bit of seaweed there, as well as a chest that the sub can go and explore and take out the contents that are inside. And, fairly simple, like, nothing spectacular. I have a bunch of these seaweed pieces, as I said, from the 2015 line of Oceans LEGO City sets that I got, and a lot of these chests. But, it's just on a 4x4 tan plate. And this little seaweed mold here is in a light green this time around, stuck into a light tan cylinder. So you can use that for any other displays that you want. I always like getting those if I want to make any type of wild foliage mocks. It's good for Star Wars because it's like kind of crazy looking. But as far as the chest goes, obviously you can remove it. And there goes the seaweed piece. It sometimes will do that if you try to remove it, but if you just take the chest off from the back, it won't. Um, it's just a normal dark brown LEGO City chest, using a lot of pirate sets and a lot of LEGO City underwater sets, including 4 diamonds. Now, they only have you put 2 in, which is the light blue and the translucent clear diamond, just so you get, one of each. But they do include 2 extras, and I just included them all in there just for some extra jazz and some extra, worth to the actual chest itself. But you can do whatever you want with those. Nothing too new. I have a bunch of these, but it's always nice to get those because I've seen these used a lot. Bringing in the sub real quick, you can use one of his arms to actually pick up one of these diamonds. You can just clip it in there just like that. There's a better look. You can see like he's taking it out of the chest if you want. And you can also put one in the other side there. As I said, nothing too fancy. You can keep these outside of the chest. You can put them inside. And if you have all 4, it does still close. It doesn't include any gold bars or gold ingots that are supposed to be sticking out, so it doesn't close all the way. But you can have it closed, or you can have it open halfway, or all the way back. It can't go any further than that for those of you who are familiar with these chests, which hopefully, if you're a LEGO fan, you are. And aside from that, that pretty much completes it for this little side build. As I said, nothing too crazy, but a cool inclusion for a 49-piece set. Jumping into the one minifigure included in this particular set, which is the sub driver. He has no name on the particular set box. Nothing too fancy, but it does have a nicely printed torso with a little bit of the seat belt, if you will, or a harness, and some nice leg printing there with some patches on the top. Just a standard kind of sandish blue torso base, and then more continuing of that dark blue harness with the silver clips on the back there, and you can see a little bit of a red undershirt or red sweater. And as I said, nothing too fancy with the legs, no printing on the actual feet or the shins, just up near the thigh section. Standard LEGO City face, we've gotten this many times before. No secondary head or facial printing because the hat does not cover the back completely, and just a regular standard baseball LEGO City red cap. Aside from that, he doesn't really come with any accessories. I mean, you can put the diamonds in his hands if you want, or the chest itself, but aside from that, pretty standard figure. Next, we'll be moving on to the Hammerhead Shark, which is a new inclusion to the LEGO City line of sharks, as far as I know, to this new LEGO City Ocean Wave. And this is actually the reason, as I said in the beginning of the video, on why I was glad to receive this set, because I had seen this in the LEGO City Wave, and I didn't know that a set for this price and this small existed with this particular head mold for the shark in it and the color, and I'll get to that in a minute. Because when I had seen it, I wasn't planning at all picking up the Lego City Ocean sets. There's a lot of other sets that I wanted that were, in my opinion, much cooler than these. But I did have my eye on this particular shark mold just because I thought it was awesome. I mean, as far as I know, and me personally, I've never gotten a hammerhead shark before, and I don't believe Lego's ever made a hammerhead shark. Leave down in the comment section down below if I am wrong. Let me know if you guys know if they have made one before. But this is an awesome mold, and before we get into it, like I said, this is the whole reason why I was glad that I actually got this set as a gift for Christmas, because I mean, it's just a really cool shark, and I could bring in some past sharks. As I was saying about the color, it's a more of a sandish blue, kind of what the torso of the minifigure was compared to the normal dark gray sharks, which I think looks really, really nice because, like, all sharks aren't dark gray, and I personally think that that color is a little bit more accurate. And then you had this one, the great white shark, obviously. I don't know if there are such things as albino sharks, but, we had that one, and I'm pretty sure that those were the only three colors of sharks. Again, leave down the comment section down below if I am wrong. And the shark mold itself is similar to all the other shark molds that we've got, except for the actual head mold. So I can bring in the body of it and take the head off of this one. So as you can see, they're the exact same thing, just a different color. And then the standard shark mold for the head that we got compared to the newer one is it's just so much better in my opinion. I want to see a lot more of these, hopefully in some recolors and retools and some other sets. I believe this does come in the larger set of this wave, which I think is the deep sea exploration base. And that pretty much completes it for the shark itself. As I said, definitely an awesome new mold for Lego. I think they knocked it out of the park with this particular one. And also the Stingray, which I sadly haven't been able to get yet. If I can, I'll definitely be picking that set up. I'm not sure which one the Stingray comes in, but that also looked like a cool mold too. And I always love when Lego comes out with new sea creatures. When they first released the octopus and the normal Lego sharks, they were just so cool to me. But I hope Lego continues to make more sea creatures in the future. And now let's round it up with the sub. Here is the sub itself, where the main pieces and the main focus of the set goes into this, because this is the Deep Sea Mini Sub, as was the title of the set. And this isn't anything too crazy. If it hadn't had the hammerhead shark, I probably would have returned the gift. And if it hadn't had it, I wouldn't have picked it up anyway. But the sub, I'll probably be taking apart 4 parts, but I'll show you the inside. There's not too much. You can flip the actual dome capsule up. We've gotten a number of times before, just a standard red chair, no stickers, and this is actually all one piece, kind of like a junior set. And you just start building up on the top there. So I was a little bit surprised about that. But again, for a small set like this, for only 4 to 9 pieces, you could almost title this as a starter pack for your Ocean Wave if you want to actually collect them all. You got some rotors on the back, which can spin. Cool inclusion. And the top itself can come off if you wanted to remove that completely. It's just on a red jumper plate there to put a minifigure in, and then you can put that back on. Or if you want to just stick a minifigure in by just lifting the capsule up, you can also do that. And the arms can be moved into different places. You only have 2 options there. You can put it in the top there, or as Lego recommends, putting it in the bottom. But you have that option. The articulation for the arms is pretty good, which I look for in submarines, as they should have a great, or not submarines, more of subs, as they should have a good articulation in the actual arms. So if kids are playing with this and want to pick stuff up, they won't break too much. You can get a lot of movement there, as you can see, and it actually is pretty firmly in there with that Technic hole and Technic pin there, so it won't pull out or break too easily. Again, if you're really crushing it and playing around with it, obviously it will. As I said at the beginning, it can hold the diamond. And aside from that, I'll show you what it looks like with a figure inside. And there's what the sub looks like with a figure in it. And as I said, not too much in the capsule. He doesn't have any, controls to hang on to or any, control module. You could push the chair back one stud if you wanted to, but still that wouldn't give you much room. But Lego prefers it flush with the actual hull or capsule itself. And aside from that, that pretty much completes it for the sub. Let me give you one last look at the set with all its components, and we'll wrap up this video. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I do hope you found this helpful. If you did, leave it down in the comment section down below. But that was my quick look at the LEGO City Ocean Mini-Submarine, a 2020 set 60263, retailing for $10 in the US. And excuse me, it was actually 41 pieces. I believe I was saying 49. Sorry, I just looked at the box real quick. But I think, at least in my opinion, most LEGO fans are picking up the set just for the Hammerhead Shark. In my opinion, everything else is kind of a throwaway. As I said, I'll be scrapping both builds, for parts. But that Hammerhead Shark is definitely the focus of this set for me and definitely the main attraction for me. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Will you be picking up this set? And is it worth buying? Merry Christmas, everybody. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Keep building.